Hello, am I audible? Yes, am I audible to you, student? Thank you. What we have discussed in the last session. So till this 17 question, we have already discussed the questions. Okay, now come over here into the 18th number question, right? The overview of this 18th number question we have already discussed. But still I'm pasting the question for you. Okay, so in this question what we need to perform or how we are going to complete the question, the things, just revise the question one more time, then we'll deal with it. Okay, so the concept we have already discussed. That concept is, you can say, the parameterized constructor. Okay, so we have discussed the things that how we are going to perform this question. Okay, so here I am giving you the time to complete this question, right? So what we have to do today also, we have completed in sorry, in the class section. Okay, in the today's lecture we have already discussed the same thing, right? That is, you can say, the parameterized constructor but with the operator overloading. Okay, so if you are removing that operator overloading, and instead of that, if you are using this of you can say the parameterized constructor concept, you can complete the question using parameterized constructor as well as the default constructor, because we need to use the overloaded constructor concept. Okay, yes, understood what we have to do over here in this question? Yes, you can write over here in the chat. Okay, now first try to implement the question, because we have already completed the same question in the lecture session, right? Same question with example. Okay, we have already discussed, so I will not give you the solution. Okay, so first try it by yourself, and then let me know if you are facing any error. I will help you. Okay, the question is available in the chat, right? What's the class name? It's complex. Okay. Now inside this we have data members and the function should be in the public section. So add. See, I am giving you the sample code. Okay. So return type according to your requirement you can change. This is my default constructor. This is my parameterized constructor. Okay, this is the thing. We have to overload our expression, or you can say we have to overload our constructor, right? So I'm overloading it. This is default, this is parameterized. Okay. Now you have to take that, get the information of two complex numbers and add these two complex numbers and display the result using overloaded constructor concept. Okay. Now here, out of the class, you need to write the integer main as well as the functions, or you can say the work of your objects. Okay, you can use it something like as I have mentioned. Okay, those who have complete the question, they just write down over there in the chat so that I can verify. If you want to take only one, then you can. If you want to take this, you can do it. Okay, I'm taking that values from the user. R2 and I. Okay, now I will not give you the coding of this method as well as this next one. Okay, you have to write it by your own. Okay, see, I'm giving you the sample code. If you want to change according to your requirement, you can change it. Using friend function, we have complete the same question. Okay, is there anyone who completed the question? Okay, nobody complete the code. Okay, you need to write the code of this function. Yes, any doubt in
Huh?
this question? Yes, yes.
Can you turn to the code, please?
This one.
Yes.
See,
How
this
does
is
the
the
default constructor is invoked? The default one.
default constructor. Here I missed it. Yes, no, no, no. At the time of this constructor, sorry, object creation, it invokes by default.
Okay.
At the
For object
time of
C and object.
at the time of object creation, your default constructor invokes.
Okay. Okay.
I am giving you the sample code. Here, so many things are missing. Right? You have to complete it. This is only the sample code because we have already discussed the same question with this friend function, same with return as return object as function argument. Sorry, return the object from the function. Take the object as a function argument as well as with the parameterized constructor also, right? And today we have complete the same question using operator overloading concept. Okay, so just try to complete it. See, if you have any doubt or if you are facing any error, then just let me know. Okay, completed or want need some extra time? Yes, how many of you have completed the same question? Okay, shall we move towards the next question? Yes, am I audible to you? Hello? Can anyone reply? Yes. Shall we move towards the next question or you need extra time? Ma'am, with that you can help. Yes. Okay, so replay over here that ma'am we need some extra time. Okay, you can take your time, no worry. You can take your time. Okay, I just want to know that if you complete the code, then we can move towards the next question. Otherwise, you can complete. Okay, you can share your screen soon. Okay, just wait. Huh? Hmm. Forty, 48 or 43 number line. 43 number line. Hmm. Oh, okay. Here you are mentioning the integer, and scroll up, just scroll up. Okay. So you are mentioning you are into the float A, float B, and here you are mentioning integer, float. Okay. Don't do that. Take that one, third number. Okay, now here, no matching function for call to complex float mn. Okay, okay. So A1 and I1. Okay, scroll up. So it will no matching function for call to this complex. Okay. Oh, in the default constructor, you are initializing with 0. Okay. And here in the 16th number line, you are implementing or you are copying that value from that value to real. Okay. So what is the problem over here? Candidates are complex this. Okay. There is no an issue, but still integer A, integer B, where, Signy?
In the constructor. Complex, float A, float B, it says, right?
Yes, there. What they need to define?
In the main, I
Integer.
think, said int, right? It declared as.
This
Yeah,
is
okay, yeah.
A1, A2, correct one. There is issue with the
This
no
one,
matching function for call. That means they are assuming that this is not, you can say the constructor, but they are assuming this is function. Okay, okay. Complex, that is correct. There is no any issue in that line. What is the problem? Okay, do one thing. From the after 24 number line, you have to return your object. That is obj. Right, return obj. Okay, remove from your default constructor 13 14 number line. Remove that lines. Just for an okay. Now save it. Try to run. don't do that. Do the third one option. Yes, compile and run. Okay, why it is not working? No matching function to call complex float and percent and percent. See, we are giving the values and that is only float. Then what was the problem? Because the same code I am running, it is working perfectly. Okay, you are passing the value which is available in the float, correct or not? Float, yes, correct. From here also we are passing the values into the float. A1, I1, A2, I2. Okay, 43 number line, 11 number line. Okay, scroll up the code one more time. Okay, here in the complex 11 number line. Okay, class complex float public. Okay, Suman, do one thing. Just mail your entire code to me. I'll check the question one more time and I'll reply. Okay. Mail me your entire code. Okay. Okay, Sagni, Yograj, and Tilaun completed. Very good. Yograj, so can you share your screen? Yes, Yograj, can you share your screen?
Which one I'm sharing?
Okay, okay.
I've used as mentioned in the question, I've used the override constructor concept also. And
Yes, yes. Okay.
by this is the override concept. And I've used two functions in the past.
Hmm.
One will return the complex object and another will return nothing.
Hmm.
You get the will exit the objects.
Okay, okay. Got it, got it. Hmm. Just let me check that values. Just scroll up. Okay, yes, yes. Over here in the add, okay, o1 dot r plus o2 dot r imaginary, return the value, whatever the value it is going to return, you are catching over here into the show function.
Yeah.
Okay, and accordingly you are going to print the values. Okay, perfect. No worry. Good. Good. Okay. Suman, done? Mailed me? Okay, I'll check it. Okay, where is the problem, Suman? I have just downloaded your code. Yes, Suman. What is the issue in the code? Spelling is wrong. Where? Yes. Got it in the line number 16, or maybe in the parameterized constructor. Yes, done. Good. No worry, no worry. It's okay. Okay, so anyone is still facing any error in the code? Otherwise, we'll move towards the next question. Okay, so now I'm just giving you the next question over here. Okay, so here is the 19th number question. Try to think on it 5 minutes, and then I will ask you. You have to give me that what we are going to implement in this 19 number question. Okay, then we'll discuss. Okay. Till that, just try to think the what we are going to implement in this question. Ma'am, we'll use the class member to overload, right? Um, Class member, yes. No need to use friend function, but we have to use the operator overloading concept. Okay, just I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes to think on it, and then we'll continue with this 19 number question. Okay. Okay, so understood. Yes, any student, any idea in this? Yeah, I'm asking to you. So you can say yes or no. Yes, good. It's operator overloading. Okay, just wait. Share my screen. Okay, no worries. We'll discuss the concept first and then we'll start with it. So here, what is the concept first? So the concept is something like you can say we need to overload our operators plus, minus, multiply and divide, right? So they operate on the objects of float. Okay, so float, that means my class name. Okay, so first my class name is float. Okay, now I have one number with me, that is you can say number one or number two. Okay, now what we are going to do over here. So first of all, how many of you can't understand the operator overloading, or they don't know the basics behind the operator overloading? Okay, so the operator overloading is nothing but the same as we have a user defined function, right? Same like we can define a user defined operator overloading function. Okay, but why we are come over here, why we are come up with the concept of operator overloading? So what is the work of operator? Any operator, if I have plus, minus, multiply and divide, right? So what is the you can say the rule, or what is the concept behind your operator? Okay, so first you can say that the concept behind your operator is something like whatever the inbuilt functionalities you have, or you can say whatever the concept behind my inbuilt data type, right? We can add that to inbuilt data types value, that is a plus b or 5 plus 6, right? I can do it because this is my inbuilt data type. Now if we want to multiply that value 1 multiplied with value 2, right? If we want to do that kind of things, we can implement it. Okay, so if we have object 1 and object 2, and if we want to add that values of object 1 and object 2, okay, directly we want to add the object 1 and object 2. Okay, Can we do this with the plus operator? No. Till now we cannot. But using this operator overloading concept, we can add that values also. Okay. So the things is something like you can say uh, whatever the user defined value we have. Okay, whatever the user defined value or user defined data type we have, we can add it, we can multiply it, we can subtract it, and we can divide it using the concept of operator overloading. Okay, now till now any doubt? Okay, but for that we have to use the object overloaded function. Sorry, operator overloading function, not object. That is operator overloading function, and we are overloading our operators to add the user defined type values. And user defined type value, that means if we want to add object 1, object 2, can we do this? Yes, we can do this because we have, yes, implementing this question in the class section. Directly I can write C1 plus C2 and storing into the C3. Yes, we can directly do this. So this is not inbuilt type, but this is user defined data type and member of user defined type class. Okay, so that's why we are going to implementing the operator overloading concept. Okay. Okay, done? Or still having any doubt in this? Yes, I am asking to you, student. That contains one float data member. Float A. And in the public section, what I'm going to implement. So first I am giving the default constructor. Okay. Now I need to overload the plus operator. I need to overload the plus operator. So return type is float, that is class name, operator keyword, plus that is my operator sign, and in the bracket I must have to take only one argument. Okay, this is for plus. Now I need to overload minus I can delete with this operator multiplication. Operator keyword, division, float and object. Okay. Yes, this is the thing we need to implement. Okay, now we have to take that number from the user, as we have mentioned that one number float A. Okay, so for that I am using one void get data plot x. This is my class. And here inside in this, you can say the integer name. What we have to do, we just need to take two values from the user. Number 1, comma number 2. Okay, now see out, enter number 1. In number 1. This is for number 2. Okay, done. Now what we have to do? First of all, at the time of function calling, right, get number. Okay, at the time of function calling, what we have to do, we need to pass that values to my get data function over here. Okay, so I am writing the code over here that x is equal to number. It is, sorry, this is my a, sorry, not number, this is a. Okay, so using one object, at float class, my object is, right now I'm taking c1. Okay, so c1 dot get data, in the bracket I am passing the value number 1 first time, using the another object c2 dot, first I need to create that object, comma c2. Okay, still I'm not here till this time, till this line I am not writing anything related with this operator overloading function. Okay, we'll deal it with that function, but till that wait. Okay, so get data function number 2. Okay, now my that function has two values to deal with the number 1 and number 2. Okay, now the next thing that we need to perform, c3 equals to c1 plus c2. Okay, this is for addition. Next time c1 minus c2, c1 multiplied c2 and c1 divided by c2. Okay, but accordingly you have to write the code for this function, right, that what it is going to be performed over here inside this function. Okay, so as we had discussed, you need to write the code over here. Okay, so till now, any doubt in this question till now? That what I have implementing over here inside this integer main, what I am performing here, I'm nothing more I'm doing. I'm just taking two values from the user and that two values I'm passing into the get data function. Okay. Okay, now here inside this function, what we have to write, just try to think on it first and then I will inform you what we are going to implement over here. First try to think on it. Yes, Suman. No, this is not unary overloading. This is binary overloading. Because we need to add two values, a plus b, number 1 plus number 2. Okay, if it is binary operator overloading, then and only then I can write something like this. Okay, and it will work with C1 and C2 both. Okay, otherwise what I can write, minus C1 plus C1, something like this. Yes, try to recall the concept. Wait. This is my unary minus operator. Okay, so in the unary minus, at the time of invoking the function, I am writing minus s, right? And here into these binary operator overloading, I am writing T3 equals to T1 plus T2, two operand and one operator. Over there, one operator, one operand. Got it. So for binary overloading, we have to pass only one argument in the operator overloading. So how will I access the two variable? Yes, if you want to access that two variable, we have that option. Na? Check one operator. Yes, exactly. Correct one. Something like this. It is totally equivalent to this. Okay, so you can write something like this. It is deal with something like this. Yes, in our case, we have object 1. Yes, just wait. I am declaring that object over here. Float obj1. Okay, so whatever the value obj1 dot number is, what they can do, that is c1 dot number plus obj dot number. Return obj1. Correct? Yes, Suman? Here we have object 1 in our code, or is it implicit code? No, there is no implicit code. Okay, correct. Now I am dealing with object 1. Okay. Okay, so what I am dealing over here? So here you can say first, whatever the value c1 dot number is including, that is c1 dot number. So here c1 dot number plus c2 dot number, storing it into the object 1 dot number, that is my t1 dot number or temporary variable dot number, and I'm returning the entire object. Okay. Yes, now next thing you are going to implementing in your code, I'm just giving you the simple logic. Okay, or I'm giving you the skeleton. Now you just need to do the same code for minus operator, star operator, and division operator, as well as you need to write the code of put data, which is going to print the value on the screen. Oh, Segmi completed the code. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now wait. The student will complete and then we will move further. This entire question, Yugraj? Question number 19. No, I cannot put it in the e-content because other students are remaining for the lab. So they can directly copy and paste the entire code, right? That's why I cannot put it in the e-content. Once we have complete the entire code, okay, I'm doing the same thing now. I'm giving you the code over here, right? So yes, I have already shared the PPT of chapter number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, fourth chapter PPT I will upload it because some of the things I need to put it in the PPT, that images which we had discussed at the time of lecture, right? I will put that images on the PPT and then I will share the entire fourth chapter PPT. Okay, within 2 days or tomorrow. Okay. If I'll copy the entire code for you and giving you, don't copy the entire code. Huh? Try to complete it first by yourself and then go with. Okay. Yes. Now move ahead. Okay. Okay. So for this, what I am trying to do, that after adding this value, I need to print that value on the screen. Okay. So see out. Operator plus. Okay, it will give you the result in which, so you, for that you need to call dot put data. Okay, and inside this put data I need to write something which is print, which is going to print the output on the screen. So see out number. Okay, now I'm going to write the code for this question. That is not. Can I use obj1 one more time? Yes, I can use. Why? Because this is another function and this obj1 is local for my operator minus function. So I can use it. Now obj1 dot number is equals to number minus obj dot number. And return obj1. So that object I am over here. So C3 equals to C1 minus C2, C out. Print the result on the screen. So for operator minus C3 dot put data. Okay. Now come over here for the multiplication. More object I require. C3 equals to C1 multiplied with C2 and Cout operator multiplication C3 dot data division function. From we get variable number 1 plus operator. What? Ma'am, where is number declared? Oh, sorry, it's A, huh? Sorry, it's number. I forgot. This is number. Now it is. Now it will work. I forgot that I have taken that A variable. Okay, this is number. Over here, I have declared number. Okay, so first time it will work for number 1 plus number 2 because C1 plus C2 stored it into the C3. Okay, now correct. See, in this same question, no requirement to declare this number because this is T1 dot, I mean C1 dot number. This is C2 dot number. As they were mentioned in the previous lecture, as I have mentioned. Now, can you remember this thing? Yes, now. Okay. Okay, then it's it will work, but same issue. And formation I need to give it here. That this is for plus. Let's check it. Six, 4 minus 2, and for division operator, I guess it is not working properly. This is for multiplication, this is for division. I am missing this line. It's not printing on the screen. Operator plus output is yes. Okay, so till now any doubt? Okay, I'm giving you the time to complete this code. No worry, you can complete. Take your time. Okay, one by one. I am asking to share the screen. Okay, Bikash. Yes, Bikash, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you share your screen?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, good. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, you can stop sharing the screen.
Okay, ma'am.
Good. Okay. Daniel? Yes, Daniel?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you share your screen?
Sure.
Yes. If possible, then you can. Okay, till that time, other student just complete the entire code. Okay, good. Okay, you can stop sharing the screen. Okay, very good. Okay, now next, Mihir. Mihir, can you hear me? Okay, now can you share your screen?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you see, ma'am? I'm
Yes,
just working
yes.
on it. It's not done yet.
So you are facing any issue in the code?
Let me check. I'm not sure. I'm still
Yes.
working on it.
Don't write O1.a. It's only O.a.
Because they're the same in the parameter in the and in the.
No. Whatever the object you are catching over here in the line number 14, you have written float
Yeah.
operator plus float O, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the object of O, right, it can contain the value of A. Okay, but your O1 is not contain the value of A because it can store the O1.a. Okay, so the
Okay.
value of your A is stored into the only O object. Okay, so
Okay. So it's no problem if it's the same.
no, this is wrong. So that's why I'm telling you that in the 16th number line, okay,
So it should be all right.
no, there is correct. You can store into the O1, but you cannot take the value from O1 object because still you are not storing anything into the O1, but stored value is available in O,
Oh, object. Oh, yeah. I get
right?
it
So
now.
O dot A, A
Okay, ma'am.
plus O dot A.
Like this, right?
Yes,
I get it now.
and don't write returns O, return O1.
Oh, and because I'm storing in O1 now.
Yes, correct.
I get it now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, you can run the code. I'm okay.
Okay. Then
So if any error, then we can solve it. Okay, I guess there is no any error. Then just scroll down, integer mean.
Is this correct? The show. I was
Uh,
getting an error here.
Plot O dot A. Okay, just wait. Into the show function, no need to write something like that because this is function, na? So okay, you are writing the. Okay, no need to write this float show. Void show will work because you don't require to return anything. You just need to print. Okay, so
Just A only, right?
yes, you can write only A. Remove that float O because this is member function, so it can access your A variable.
A, right? Yeah.
Yes, one more. In the 40 number line,
40.
remove that semicolon.
Oh, yeah, that was by mistake.
Hmm.
Should I run?
Yes.
Oh, it's working.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Should
You're
I stop
welcome.
sharing?
Yes, you can stop.
Okay.
Okay, next. Tilaun, can you share your screen?
Okay, ma'am. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. I face a problem here. Display data. Let me show you.
It will not print you the value on the screen.
Yes, ma'am. See.
Okay, just run the code. Okay, just wait. I
Yeah,
can't
here.
see your output screen. Okay, is there any error? Yes, in the division it is giving you the something. Okay,
Yeah.
in the every function it will give you the same output. Okay. Now close your screen, output screen. Okay, just wait, because I can't see your Dev C screen. Still your output screen is visible. Your please close your output screen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, ma'am. I can see.
Okay, now scroll up.
Here.
Just wait. Due to the network issue, it will work slowly. It is working slowly. So now just wait. Okay. So ov.f1 plus f1 you are storing into this ov1.f1. Okay. Plus correct, subtraction correct. Okay. Now scroll down. Okay. Multiplication correct, division correct. Okay. Scroll down. Go to your main function. Main function, main, integer main.
Here is main function.
It is taking too much time because I can't see your main function. And just wait, no worry.
Okay.
Okay. Go to your main function, because I can't see your integer main. Okay, now it is available. Okay. Okay, F1, F2, and F3. Okay, get data X and Y. Okay. Yes, C in 48 number line. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much. Into the 48 number line, instead of X, write Y. Okay, now it, I guess it will work. Yes, it is working.
Yeah, it's
Done.
working. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, so now any other student facing any issue in the code, any error in the code? Yes, Segni completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay. Now Raneem, what about you? Completed? Or facing any error in the code? Yes, any error in the code? Raneem, I am asking to you if you can hear me. Nobody. Okay, Yograj completed, right? Yes, Yograj completed now. Okay, not getting anything in this question. Okay, so do one thing. Just share your screen. I will help you to complete the code. Okay, and we'll try again. No worry, you can share your screen. If you are completing the half of the portion of the code, I am okay. I will help you to complete the code. Not started yet. For you, I have pasted the code over here into the chat. Yes, so okay. And if you have still any doubt, you can ask me in the levels. Okay. Okay. Any other student other than Yograj remaining in the code or facing any error? Yes, Ibisa completed or still doing the code? Sachit completed. Yes, Sachit, have you complete this code? Yes, Sachit, I am asking to you. Okay, those who have completed this entire code. Okay, no worries, Sachit. Completed now? What are you saying? I'm saying that have you complete the entire code? Okay, no worry. Sorry, I joined late, ma'am. Okay, no worry, Sachit. Okay, right. So if you have completed the entire code, try to implement unary minus operator program. Unary minus operator program, which we have already discussed in the last session. Okay. So in the lecture session, I guess on the Tuesday, we have complete that question first, and then we'll move towards the second question, that is binary in the today's session, right? So if you have that unary minus, yes, this one question, right? So try to implement this first. This is unary minus, okay? Operator overloading of unary minus operator, okay? So those who have completely entire program, they can complete this one, okay? This is only for your exam or practice purpose. And if you have still any doubt in that question, binary operator overloading, then just like inform me, okay? Okay, everyone, just write your numbers over here for the attendance purpose. Yeah, I'm always ready for attendance. Direct will help. Okay, so I hope now you all are clear with operator overloading concept with unary operator as well as the binary operator. Okay, so in this session we have completed the two example. One, the question which is related with the parameterized constructor. This one, okay, overloaded parameterized constructor. Okay, and the second question or the 19th number question which is related with the operator overloading concept. Okay, so we have completed this question in this lab, and one, I'm giving you one question as in homework into the class section, that is friend function. Okay, implement the friend function into the operator overloading concept. Okay, so you can implement that concept also. Okay, so if you have any doubt, then just ask me. Last number of the practical. This one. This is 19 number practical. Today we have completed. Okay, 19 number question.
Madam,
Yes.
I couldn't put my attendance. Oh, no, I did. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Your attendance is over here.
Now I put it. Thank you.
Okay, okay, right. Okay, what is the last number of the practical? Okay, the unary operator, that question is not comes into the practical list. That is only for your practice purpose. Okay. Okay, so in the next session, we will complete the next question, which is related with our, you can say, the concept of string and concept of equal operator and some of the concept related with the operator. Okay, so we'll implement that question in the next lab. Okay, so till that,